All right, guys, let's dive deep into the latest buzz surrounding Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. There's been a lot of talk recently, especially after Colin Cowherd had dinner with Bears president Kevin Warren, and what came out of that conversation? Well, it gave us some real insight into how people inside the organization are feeling about Caleb heading into year 2 of his NFL career, and of course, Colin couldn't help but share his thoughts on his show, so today, I'm gonna break it all down, react to some of these quotes, and give you my take on where Caleb stands right now and what we can realistically expect moving forward. So let's start with how Cowherd described Caleb's rookie season. Colin was brutally honest but also fair. He said, "Look, it's hard to grow in chaos. You're just trying to go day to day, meal to meal, week to week, and survive, and let's be real. That perfectly sums up the environment Caleb walked into last season. The Bears were an absolute mess. They fired their head coach, fired their offensive coordinator, and then the passing game coordinator, Thomas Brown, was suddenly thrust into the role of interim head coach, and that wasn't just for any random games. We're talking matchups against top-tier coaches like Dan Campbell, Matt LaFleur, and Kevin O'Connell. Not exactly ideal circumstances for a rookie quarterback trying to find his footing in the NFL. Despite all of that, Caleb managed to set a Bears rookie record for both passing yards and touchdowns. And look, did he completely light the league on fire during his rookie campaign? No. Did he have jaw-dropping highlight reel plays every single week? Not exactly. But there were flashes, big-time moments, where you saw the talent that made him the #1 overall pick. He showed up in clutch moments, especially in fourth quarters, trying to drag his team across the finish line, and honestly, more often than not, it was the team, and more specifically the coaching staff, that let him down. When you factor in the late-game miscues, the overall dysfunction, and let's not forget the brutal performance from the offensive line, it's pretty fair to say Caleb actually did a lot better than most people give him credit for. And this is the part where Colin really drove the point home. If you just look at the raw numbers and put them side by side with other rookie quarterbacks, Caleb's season was above average. Was he perfect? No. Did he meet every ounce of the enormous pre-draft hype? Not quite. Was he outplayed by someone like Jaden Daniels? Absolutely. No doubt about that. But when you consider the coaching chaos, the injuries, the poor pass protection, and the overall losing culture he stepped into, Caleb handled his rookie season better than most quarterbacks would have under the same circumstances. And here's another thing Cowherd pointed out that really stuck with me. He said there's a lot to learn from a season like that. If you're a young player like Caleb Williams, surviving a year like that and coming out the other side can actually be a foundational experience. It builds mental toughness. It forces you to adapt, to figure things out on the fly, and to learn how to operate under pressure. Colin even said, if that's as bad as it gets, Caleb's going to be just fine moving forward. And honestly, I couldn't agree more, but Cowherd didn't stop there. He went on to talk about Caleb's college career at USC, and how the pattern there kind of mirrors what we saw during his rookie year in Chicago. He said that in Caleb's first season at USC, those first 6 games were magical. The guy was playing on another level, and even in his second year at USC, he had something crazy like 21 touchdowns and just 1 interception over the first stretch of games. If you look at his first 18 games at USC, Caleb was putting up video game numbers, making insane throws, extending plays with his legs, and showing everyone why he was a top prospect. But then things started to unravel. Colin pointed out that in the last 6 games of that final college season, it was a disaster. What changed? Well, Notre Dame happened. Caleb got sacked 6 times in that game. USC's offensive line, which had been holding things together with smoke and mirrors, finally got exposed against a well-coached, disciplined defense. From that point forward, Lincoln Riley shifted into protect mode. He knew Caleb was about to be the #1 pick in the NFL draft. The playbook got smaller. The offense got more conservative, and Caleb was no longer allowed to run certain plays. It was all about getting him through the season healthy and draft-ready. And on Caleb's side, he felt it too. He wasn't playing to win games anymore. He was playing to survive, to make it to the draft without a major injury. Colin used the phrase survival mode, and I think that perfectly describes it. And now, fast forward to his rookie year with the Bears, and once again, Caleb was in survival mode. The staff was just trying to get through the season. There was no real development, no consistent offensive identity. and certainly no growth environment for a young quarterback trying to transition to the NFL. So now, heading into this next season, the challenge for Ben Johnson, the new head coach, is clear. This is an extreme quarterback makeover project. The talent is there, but they need to rebuild Caleb's confidence, improve his mechanics where necessary, and surround him with a structure that allows him to grow. Cowherd even used the metaphor of renovating a house. Caleb is the house with great bones, but after the wear and tear of the last 2 years, it needs some serious remodeling. Colin also made a point about how losing takes a toll on a quarterback. Getting sacked repeatedly takes a toll, and when you think about it, Caleb's been dealing with both for the better part of the last year and a half. Let's not forget that, toward the end of his USC career, Caleb openly admitted at the Combine that he wasn't used to losing. He said something like, "Yeah, we lost 5 of the last 6 games. I hadn't experienced something like that before." And then he comes to Chicago, and what happens? The Bears start the season 4-2, almost go 5-2 with that Washington game, but then the bottom falls out after that heartbreaking Hail Mary loss. They drop 10 games in a row, morale collapses, trust in the coaching staff evaporates. It was just bad all around. So if you're keeping score, here's a guy who went 22-5 in his first 27 college starts, and then, over his last 23 games, including the end of USC and his rookie year with the Bears, he's gone 6-17. That's a brutal stretch for anyone, let alone a young quarterback trying to establish himself in the NFL. And again, Cowherd kept coming back to this idea: losing adds up. It chips away at your confidence, it builds bad habits, and it tests your mental toughness in ways most players never experience at such a young age. But here's the silver lining: despite all of that, Caleb has mostly handled things pretty well. He's kept his composure, he hasn't lashed out publicly. He hasn't thrown his teammates or coaches under the bus. If anything, he's stayed focused and kept grinding. And that's why this upcoming season is going to be such a critical turning point for him, because now, with Ben Johnson in the building, things are different. The Bears have acknowledged they failed Caleb last year. They've gone out and invested resources, time, and energy into putting a better structure around him, and Cowherd pointed that out too. He said that Johnson's arrival signals a total quarterback reset. It's about taking all that raw talent Caleb has and giving him the tools, coaching, and support he needs to finally take that next step. And think about it. Ben Johnson comes with a reputation as one of the best young offensive minds in football. Even though he's never been a head coach before, the expectation is that his ability to game plan, call plays, and connect with quarterbacks is going to be a night and day difference from what Caleb experienced under the previous regime. Already, we're hearing reports from inside the locker room that things feel different. The communication is better, the game plans make more sense, the offensive meetings are more focused and detail-oriented, and most importantly, Caleb himself has said that he feels the change. You can sense that the team finally has an offensive identity forming. There's a clear direction now, something that was sorely lacking all last season. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are beginning to swirl in the Windy City after reports emerged that new Bears running back DeAndre Swift may have suffered an injury during a recent team practice. While nothing has been officially confirmed by the organization, multiple whispers from within Hollis Hall suggest that Swift was seen leaving the field gingerly after what appeared to be a non-contact issue during drills. Eyewitnesses reportedly observed Swift being tended to by team trainers following an awkward step on a routine play, though no stretcher or cart was involved. The fact that Swift did not return to practice has sparked concern among fans and analysts alike. Some within the Bears media circle have speculated that this could be a minor tweak, while others are quietly preparing for the possibility that it's something more serious. Given Swift's injury history during his tenure with both the Detroit Lions and Philadelphia Eagles, even a slight scare can trigger alarm bells. The Bears acquired Swift with hopes that his explosive versatility would bolster a revamped offense under new leadership, and any setback, even temporary, could impact early season plans. Social media has also been abuzz, with speculative posts ranging from cautious optimism to outright panic. Several Bears beat writers have reached out to the team for clarification, but as of now, the organization has remained tight-lipped, fueling further speculation. Some insiders suggest that the coaching staff may be downplaying the incident to avoid unnecessary headlines, especially during this critical off-season period. While it's far too early to jump to conclusions, the uncertainty surrounding Swift's condition leaves room for all kinds of interpretations. Whether this turns out to be a minor footnote in training camp or the beginning of a more serious concern, one thing is clear: the Bears' backfield picture just got a lot murkier. Stay tuned. This story may just be getting started. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.